Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. I hope you're all well and thank you for coming back as always. How have you been? Well, I have been fantastic this week. It feels like it's been a really good week this week. Everything's kind of gone the right way. I feel like I'm on the right dosage at the minute. Yeah, I'm happy this week. So I was trying to work out what week I was on, because I kept track of that and then I lost track of it, if that makes sense. And I didn't kind of say welcome back to week blah blah blah, but we're on week 45. I can't quite believe it's been 45 weeks since I started doing this journey, but it has flown by. And yeah, week 45. So like I said, it's been a positive week. I feel like we've made good food choices this week, so I'm going to run through a few little meals that I've had. So we had to start the week, we had a roast pork dinner, which was really nice. We had it with all the trimmings, so all the veg, roast taters. Yeah, it was really nice. It started the week really well, that did. And then we had chicken, rice and veg. So we normally have it in like a black bean sauce with broccoli and rice. Me and hubby have rice on the side. Then we had flatbreads with chicken and salad. So the flatbreads we have, I think they're about 150 calories. So they're not massive, but they fill me completely. So I don't need anything else. Hubby will have like fries on the side. And then we have had fish, veg and mash, which was really yummy and nice in this cold weather to have something a bit warm in. So yeah, I feel like this week's been better because I've made better food choices. I do need to up my drinking because I am rubbish. I mean, I've had a really sore throat this week, so it's been nice to be drinking cold fluids, so I think that's helped me. But yes, I do need to drink more, and I'll come on to that in a minute. I am now on the 12.5 milligram, and I feel like it's really suiting me. I was struggling a little. I think I'd been on the 10 milligram for 4 weeks, so I was struggling a little bit on that. It had definitely come to the end, and I felt like I needed to titrate up, which, considering I'm on week 45, is not too bad, is it really? The only thing I will say is that if I don't drink enough and I don't eat enough fruit and veg, which hasn't been a problem this week, I can't go to the toilet. Sorry to be thingy, but I can't go to the toilet. So yes, and also I wanted to say a quick thank you to one of the ladies who advised me to watch on the calories of fruit, because I think you can easily get into that routine of not logging fruit because you assume that it's no calories. But yes, you do have to be careful. I mean, I could eat half a punnet of grapes without even really thinking about it, but they're not as low in calories as you may think. So yeah, just be careful. Just a little warning that fruit, even though it's healthy, can have hidden calories in, so just be careful. Yes, I feel absolutely fine. I don't really have any side effects as such with this one. I sometimes get a bit of a headache the day after, but I haven't found that this week. No food noise, so I've not had any cravings, and I didn't really have any as the medication was wearing off either, so that's good. I'm able to eat my full meals. Say that, I don't always eat all of it, but I feel like I'm able to eat a good meal and that fills me up, so that's probably why I'm not craving rubbish in between, because I am satisfied. And I think I believe that we've had quite a lot of protein rich foods this week, so that's probably why. I've got my notepad here, so please excuse me because I'm terrible. Yeah, foods that I can't face. So like, I've really, since the beginning of my journey, I've never been able to face anything creamy or rich. So I used to be a big lover of cheese, like macaroni cheese and pastas. For argument's sake, I used to like a Baileys at Christmas. I've not even had one this year. But anything too rich and too creamy just makes me feel sick. So it's really bizarre. But that's one thing that has stayed all the way through, that I've never been able to stomach them creamy foods. I always inject my leg. When I did start, it was my belly. And it's funny, I said in another video that I had a lady suggest to me that to try different injection sites instead of going up a dose in medication. And I have to admit, I kind of thought, well, how would that make a difference? But I do believe that changing sites did make a difference to me. Now, when I used to inject into my tummy, I used to feel quite icky, quite sicky, and I didn't feel like it would go away easier, if that makes sense. I don't feel like in my leg that I get those kind of symptoms. But yes, but whether that's just psychological, I don't know. But so I always inject into my leg. I'm just gonna have a drink, bear with me. Sorry about that, I'm ever so dry at the moment. So a few questions that I got asked by this lady. Now, I hope this is interesting to you guys as well, but I had a lady email me and ask me a few questions. Well, and we kind of had a little discussion between us. So she said to me, is it cheating? So no, it's not cheating, but we will go on to that in a minute. I'm going to go through I've had a few more questions as well from different friends, and I thought I'd pluck them and we will talk about them. So she asked me, is it cheating? Is it worth it? And what happens if you miss your dosage? Okay, so we'll go on to that in a minute. So my focus for this week coming is to make sure I am drinking plenty. Keep on with eating all the protein that's keeping me fuller longer, because hopefully 6 months down the line, I'm hoping to be kind of near my first target. I'm hoping that will enable me to learn to control that food noise if I'm able to keep fuller longer, and keep on moving. So I've got something to tell you. I think I did say in the last video that I might have been thinking about joining up to the gym, because obviously it's New Year. A lot of the gyms and leisure centres, etc., have special deals on, so that you can join up for a reduced fee or no joining fee or the rest of it. So I had a swim membership, as you all know, and my hubby's changed his gym to the one I go to, where the pool is. Sorry. So I had a look, and it was only a £6 difference. Now, I looked at Aquasize. It's like an aerobics class that's in the pool. But to do that class on its own, you're looking at £8.10, because it's really popular. So I'd like to attend that, but it seemed a lot of money. Well, obviously, if I pay the extra, I think it's £7 a month, 6, 7. I don't know if any of your kids do it, but it's ridiculous. But yeah, so if I pay that extra a month, I'm able to do all of the classes in the gym, which I know I'm nowhere near the classes at the moment. But there is times where I thought I could go and walk on the treadmill instead of going outside, and go on the bike, if I feel like I'm able to. So it just opens the doors to a lot more that I can do while I'm there. So yeah, so I took the leap and did that, which I'm excited about. That's really what I've done this week. So I want to get moving more. I did swim in this morning, which I really enjoyed, and then I had a little cheeky steam in the steam room, because I've got this little bit of a cold and I've got an earache. I made sure I blocked my ear up so no water go in my ear, but I thought it would help open me up a little bit, which I do feel a little bit better for. So yes, and then I got asked, so let's go back to these questions. So I got asked, is it cheating? No, it's not cheating. I do believe that Mounjaro is a tool. It's not a miracle cure. It's still hard. You have to work at it. A lot of people say, oh, it's cheating, just go to the gym, blah blah blah. But for any of you that have genuine food problems, you will know what I mean. That, it's just given me that ability to be able to, I don't know, it's really hard to explain, to not let that food override everything else. And yeah, so no, it isn't cheating. It isn't easy. I'm not going to lie to you. It just it's just a tool that helps you kind of, how can I put it? For me, it takes away those, oh, I fancy this, I fancy that, I want this, I want that. And over the last 45 weeks, it's enabled me to say no. And I've been able to make good decisions. Hope that makes sense. Is it worth it? 100%. 100% it is worth it. I wouldn't look back. Yes, the only thing I think I would change is the cost. But for me, it's changed my life so much in 45 weeks. I'm already left, I mean, I sound out of breath today because I've got a cold, but I'm already less breathless. I hardly ever have my inhalers. Very, very rare. If you look back at my old videos, there's one where I'm wearing a black t-shirt. If I remember, I'll link it in down below. Oh my God, I can't get over how I sound in that video. It's just sad. What happens if you miss a dose? Now, some people choose to miss a dose if they're on holiday, or like I missed a dose for Christmas. As long as you don't go longer than a week, I think you're okay just to start again. I think if you go longer, I think you have to be careful that, you know, by taking your dose again, you're not going to get bad side effects. Biggest MJ mistake? I don't think there's any mistakes as such. I think I probably would have, I don't know. I think I researched enough. I don't know. I don't think I've made any mistakes on that. So that's hard. That's a hard one to answer. But I think for me, it was listening to other people, not going with how I felt, because ultimately your body's your body. I tell you what, the biggest mistake was not starting sooner. That's my biggest mistake. What would I tell myself before starting? Just be prepared, to drink more, to make sure your diet is proper, that you're eating enough nutrients. I think I would have took my collagen earlier on, plan more, to prepare for the clothes, the dress sizes, which is fantastic, but, you know, just be more prepared and just to go for it and just, you know, enjoy it more. I was so anxious in the beginning. Things that no one warned me about. Things that no one asked me, things that people didn't warn you about. So I think for me, the pivotal one of that was during the summer. If you're a regular blogger, I went to the seaside with the family in the summer, and I stayed on my injection, but we had a few days where we ate whatever we wanted, and we had, I think, 3 evenings where we had takeouts. I could only eat a small portion. I didn't eat full portions, but boy, was I poorly. I was, and I will come on to that in a minute on another question that this lady's asked me, but yes. The sulphur burps, the poorly bottoms, the poorly bellies, oh my goodness me, I was not prepared for that. But it has made me more mindful now that I don't want to ever push my body like that again, because it was not nice. Okay, so another lady was kind of asking me some like overall questions about similar to these questions, but in a different way. So I thought we'd go over that as well. So is it a quick fix? No, it's not a quick fix. You have to be consistent. You have to be strict on yourself. You have to make sure that you're eating enough vegetables, enough protein. Yeah. It makes you digest things slower, Mounjaro does. So if you're not chewing your food properly, if you're not taking your time, if you're not making sure you're eating those foods to help you process everything, you will quickly become bunged up. And believe me, touch wood, as a person that's never struggled with a constipation, you do not want to be constipated, because it hurts and it's not pleasant. So no, it's not a quick fix. It is hard. Again, a similar question to the other one. you don't just take it and the weight drops off you. It isn't like that. You have to work with it. Again, it's not a fix. It's a tool to help you. Yeah, the next one was, but you don't need to eat properly. You do need to eat properly, because like I just touched on, if you don't eat properly, I hear a lot of people saying, excuse me, I hear a lot of people saying, oh, I can't take it. It makes me have sulfur burps. It gives me a bellyache. It makes me have diarrhea. It makes me feel sick. 9 times out of 10, if you feel that way, I'm not saying it's for everybody, but 9 times out of 10, if that person was honest, or those people were honest, it's because they're not eating the right things. You know, I know from being bad in the summer, and there's been times where I've had like more bread or more carbs, or, you know, things that slow down your digestions. I've had sulfur burps. I've had a bad belly, you know, and 9 times out of 10, you will find out that that person's not eating the correct things, and that's what's making them feel poorly. It's not the Mounjaro. A classic example was I was talking to somebody and she was saying, oh, I've been so bad and I don't know why, because I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And then it turns out that in a conversation further down the line, she's been having takeaways for tea, and she's not preparing her own food, and she's eating chocolate, and she's doing this and she's doing that. So she's not being actually truthfully to herself, and yeah, she's kind of, in my eyes, sabotaging yourself. You're paying a lot of money for this injection. If you're not going to put the correct things in, you know, you're not going to get the kind of results out. But yeah, you need like your protein, your water, your nutrients. I mean, I take additional vitamins. Like I say, plenty of water to help it go through. I've also had to have some fibre things to help it all. I don't want to keep going on about poo, but it's very much, you know. So yeah, so it says, yeah, also as well, undereating can affect the outcome of your weigh-in. So if you're not eating properly, you probably won't lose weight properly. If you know, I've watched people online that will say, all I've had today is a sandwich, but your body is going into starvation mode when you're doing that. You're not, you know, giving it the chance to, you know, no. And then to me, you're going to turn to quick fix rubbish to make you, you know, to, oh, I don't know, but yeah. So she asked, do you lose weight fast? Now, everybody's individual. Mine, I've lost about 1.5 pounds a week when you estimate my weight over the weeks that I've done. And I know I could have done better, but there has been weeks where I've not made good choices. I have decided to go for meals. I have gone to a party and had the cake. I know if I'd have not had them little things, then I would have lost more, but I want to live and I want to enjoy life. But people lose weight at different levels. It's very important to remember that. Now, also, I mean, I've not measured, but it's very important to look at your measurements as well as the scales, because just because you're not losing it on the scales, you may be losing inches. Now, I've gone from a size 32 to a 22 in the 45 weeks I've been doing this. So it just goes to show, I mean, I've lost, I'm not going to say it because I'm going to ruin the weigh-in, but yes, I've gone from a 32 to a 22 and I've lost beep, and I'm happy with that. And yes, I know I probably could have lost 2.5 pounds a week instead of 1.5 pounds a week, but I've still been able to live. So yes, the side effects. Now, some people think that side effects make it not work. So if you take it and you're getting side effects, that it's not working for you. That's rubbish. I mean, in the beginning, I don't know whether you remember, if you're a long-term viewer, I got headaches. I was cold all the time. I still am suffering with that a little bit. But again, that's probably because I've lost, you know, since my journey started, probably 4.5 stone. You know, I've not got as much fat on me as I did last Christmas. So yeah, I was cold. I did feel sick in the very beginning, but once my body got used to the drug, they wore off. And as long as I was doing what I was supposed to be doing, then they were absolutely fine, and you know, I had nothing to complain about. But it does take time to settle, so please don't think that, you know, you're going to it's going to be a miracle cure, you know, after 5 minutes. You do have to bear with it for a few weeks. I mean, I've known people not lose anything in the first month. The 2.5 milligram was really good for me. But yeah, I've known people not lose on that 2.5 milligram, but yet they've gone on to the 5 and lost loads that second month. I do think it's worth hanging on and enjoying, you know, seeing how you get on, not giving up after your first month. I haven't lost anything, so I'm not going to do it. Keep on, because it does work. Yeah, another thing, she said that she was worried that if she stopped, she'd regain all the weight back. Yes, this is a really big worry that I have. I am terrified of when I come off this medication that I will get all the food noise back, and that I won't be able to stop eating, and that I will gain it all back. I am absolutely terrified that that will happen to me. But I think already I don't notice it so much, but hubby notices that I already make better choices without being prompted or without knowing I'm doing it. I.e. over Christmas, there was a couple of situations where I could have carried on eating or ate more, but I didn't. Hubby says, before, you'd have done it, you know, blah, blah, blah. You'd have carried on eating that mince pie, or you'd have had that cream, or you'd have done this, or you'd done that. But this year I've been like, I don't actually need that. So I'm hoping by the end of this all that I'll be able to make better choices, and that I'll have trained my body. And I've certainly shrunk my stomach, because I can't put away what I used to be able to. But I'm hoping by the end of this period that I'll be making better choices, that, you know, I'm able to make those choices myself, and that I'll have trained my mind and my body, if that makes sense. So fingers crossed that is the case. So yes, I hope that you find that interesting, and that has answered some of your questions that you've put to me. I do love it when you all email me. It's fantastic. So yeah, please, if you need to reach out and you want some advice, then I am here. So thank you so much for those emails. I won't say names because I don't know whether you want me to say who you are. Also, I'm going to do my weigh-in now, and then I'll say my goodbyes. But yes, thank you for listening so far, because we're 22 minutes in. So yeah, last week I think I lost £1. Now you will laugh. I had a lady email me to say, did you know you've done your weight board wrong? So no, I didn't know I'd done my weight board wrong. So I've corrected it. So last week we would have been there. So it should have been 3 stone 9 pounds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I am such a blonde at the best of times. So no, I didn't know I'd done it wrong. But here we go. You know what I'm like. So this week I have lost £5 this week. I am so pleased. So I get to take away all of these and put my gold star back, which I'm sure I said I wanted to do. So bear with me. I don't want to throw them all on the floor. So I've got rid of all of my little hearts, and I am replacing my 4 stone star. So there is my weight loss for this week. I'm losing my voice now. So yes, I have gone back up to my 4 stone. Now I am, oh gosh, I am 19 stone 3 now. I think that's right. Now when I first started this, in January, before I started Mounjaro in the March, I was 24 stone something. So yes, I am so pleased with that, and it's been fantastic. I mean, yes, I would like to have lost more, and I am going to try my hardest now to knuckle down. And I know there'll be bumps in the road, because I am human and I am me, and there is temptation out there. And yes, so there's going to be weeks where I'm going to be like, oh, what have I done? But yes, I'm so pleased to see them gold stars back. So I've got my 4 stone back. I am willing to get back into that 18 stone bracket for next week. So fingers crossed for me there. because I was so excited when I got there before. I think I only need, what would that be? Yeah, so I don't actually need a lot. So hopefully in the next couple of weigh-ins, I will be in that bracket again. But exciting. I'll try my hardest not to throw my things around. Because you found that funny last week when I threw my stars on the floor. But yes, so yeah, I'm so pleased with that. I really, really am happy. That's what I was going to say. I wanted to thank the lovely people that have used my code. I have a code that I can send you via email. I cannot put it on my videos. It is a MedExpress code. It will give you £50 off your pen if you're tempted to have a try. And then it will also give you a code to share with your friends and family. So that is there if you do need it. Just drop me an email. My number is in my email number. No, it's not an email number, Naomi. It's an email address. That is down in the description. And yes, I'm going to give the gym a go this week. So I'm going to have a walk on a treadmill, listen to my audiobook. I'm very excited about that. So hopefully, power on, and we'll have a good week next week. Again, massive thank you for all of you that come back each week. I do love you all so much, and I can't thank you enough. It's been nearly a year, and some of you comment every week, and I absolutely love it, and I love you all. Yeah, it's just fantastic. I feel like you're all my little family. So if you are not, I'd love you if you could subscribe, because that really helps bump me up, and yeah, helps me get my numbers up there and my videos are shown more. So yes, thank you for that. And if you have already, then that's fantastic. Again, another thank you. I have had some more buy me a coffees, so thank you everybody for doing that. I'm going to start putting your names in when you've brought me a coffee. So again, you don't have to, but the link is down below if you would like to do that. But yeah, never ever feel any pressure to do that. It's just lovely when you do. So I just wanted to say thank you. Anyway, I'm going to go now because my throat's getting sore. I love you all loads. Take care. Bye bye.